Hello students, hope that you have followed my previous video standard 9. Today I shall continue with the discussion on pollination and fertilization for standard 9. Here it is, class 9, pollination and fertilization part 2. Pollination and fertilization part 2. Previous video was part 1, this is part 2. In this video, I will specifically discuss about interesting condition of nature where it gives some favor to cross-pollination. There it is, nature favors cross-pollination. It is also technically called as contrivances of cross-pollination. It is a kind of a thing that kind of a partiality that nature is doing towards cross-pollination. We generally know mother does not make any partiality to their children, but here is slightly different from that, where nature gives some partiality to cross-pollination. But there are some reasons behind it. You will understand that much later. This is the case. A number of species of plants are found. It is, in nature it is found that they have such a condition nature has given. Some condition means adaptation, which only favors cross-pollination. Only favors cross-pollination. Means the conditions or adaptations are such that there is no other chance than cross-pollination can take place. This is called contrivances of cross-pollination, or nature favors cross-pollination, or devices for cross-pollination. First thing is unisexuality. Unisexuality of what? Unisexuality of plants. Dioecious plant, you might have studied it previous study material, monoecious and dioecious plants. Dioecious plants are those which contains in either male or female flower in single plant. That means one plant is male only or female only. Means the whole plant is male or whole plant is female. This condition is called dioecious condition or dioecious plants, like papaya, palm and number of other plants also there, where it is called dioecious plants. These dioecious plants are either male or female. Means either the plant is male or the plant is female. Now in such cases, there is a definite condition that there must be cross-pollination. There is no other chance of self-pollination because one plant is not having the other type of flowers. Hence, cross-pollination is the only way of reproduction. This is a unique condition of nature. Second thing is dichogamy. Dichogamy. Dichogamy means different timing of maturation of anthers and stigma. That means androecium and gynoecium mature at different times. You get different timing of maturation of stamens and carpels in bisexual flowers. Now what happens if the anthers mature but stigma carpel is not mature? Pollination, even if it is taking place, it will not develop further. We cannot say that pollination, effective pollination. Or stigma and carpel mature, but anthers not mature, so pollen grain not produced. So there will be no chance of self-pollination. So this different timing of maturation of androecium and gynoecium results in only one way of pollination is cross-pollination. There are two types. Two types of dichogamy is found. One is protandry. And protandry, the flowers are called protandrous flower and the condition is called protandry. Protandry, pro means early, andry means coming from androecium, means where androecium mature first. Anthers mature earlier than stigma. Means when anthers are ready, stigmas are not ready. That means there is only chance of cross-pollination. Example, sweet pea, salvia, sunflower, lady's finger, etc. The other condition is also found in second type, protogynous flowers. Some flowers are protogynous. Pro means early, gynous means pistil. So pistil mature earlier than anthers, or the condition is called protogyny. Pistil mature earlier than stamens. The example is custard apple, peepal, magnolia. In this case, pistil is mature but anther is not mature. This condition is called protogyny. The flowers are called protogynous. Third case is self-sterility. Now in such cases, what happens? The pollen grain may fall onto the stigma of the same flower, but due to the genetic condition of the same body, it does not develop further. Pollen fail to develop further when dropped onto the stigma of the same flower. Means it is due to some genetic incompatibility. That will not clearly you understand that, because I am telling you only the thing that it is produced in the same body. So the structure of cell, that is pollen or carpels, whatever, they are of same genetic nature, and it is called incompatible. Incompatible means if pollen grain drops onto stigma, it does not develop further. This is called self-sterility. Example, potato, orchid. Harcogamy. Harcogamy means a mechanical barrier between the anther and stigma. Mechanical barrier means some kind of hood or structure separates out anther and stigma on both sides of it. And if that happens, pollen grain unable to reach to the stigma across the barrier. So what happens? Stigma and anther, here it is, does not allow self-pollination. Pansy flower, where pansy flower, what happens? A hood cover the stigma, and because of this cover, the pollen grain cannot drop onto the stigma directly. So that only results in cross-pollination. Another case of example is iris. This is called harcogamy, a mechanical barrier. Fifth case is heterostyly. Hetero means different, styly means style. Style length. The length of stigma is such that it sometimes go beyond the stamens. I mean, length is away from the stamen. So it is far away. Or sometimes style is so short that the anthers are going beyond it. It's something like that. Example, primrose, oxalis, etc. The diagram will explain it first. In this first case, the stigma is this and it is the style. Look at the length of the style and look at the length of the filament. It is shorter, so it is far away. The opposite case is this, where this is the filament, this is the filament and this is the style. Style is short and filament is long, so they are far away. So this distance result in inability of self-pollination. The only case left out is for cross-pollination. So these are called adaptation for cross-pollination, which is called contrivances of cross-pollination. Next part of this chapter we will go on to that, mechanism of cross-pollination. How does pollination take place? Cross-pollination take place. You always know that cross-pollination is a kind of a thing which requires agents. Agent may be an insect, agent may be wind, agent may be water, agent may be bird, many are. So on that, depending upon the agents, this kind of mechanism is being fixed. Look at that. Agents decide the process of adaptation in plants. According to them, the they are named this flow chart you follow. The mechanism may be these three kinds: wind pollination or anemophily, means wind is the agent in this case. water pollination or hydrophyty. Water is the agent in this case which transfer the pollen grain, or animal pollination. Different types of animals are the agent in this case. Out of these zoophily, animal pollination or zoophily. Zoophily is of number of types. The best known type is insect pollination. That means pollination by insects. And this is the process which is found in nature maximum. Most of the plants are entomophilous, and this entomophily is maximum in number. Insect pollination or entomophily. That means agent is insect. There may be pollination done by birds, bird pollination. The technical term is ornithophyly. Ornithophyly, where birds perform the pollination. So, third thing is bat pollination. Bats also, you know, they move during the night though, but they also move around different kinds of flowers, which is night flowers, and pollinate them. And that is called Chiropterophyly. Chiroptera is the order of bats. Bats. So due to the name of the order, Chiropterophyly is bat pollination. And according to a very special condition that is mentioned in your book is elephant pollination. It is very special because elephant is special kind of animal and it is very big, and hence the biggest flower of the world, Rafflesia, which is present at the ground level, is pollinated by elephants, and this is called Elaphophyly. Example, the Rafflesia flower. So these are the types of mechanism of cross-pollination. But according to that, each flower and each flower plant has got some structural adaptation for them, so that they can take the development, transference of pollination effectively. Those structural adaptation I will explain in the next video. Thank you very much.